Attention gamers, when I launched League of Legends and voluntarily put myself in line for self-inflicted pain, my primary goal when playing is to have one thing: fun. Which is why I'm a frequent user of this blonde beauty Ezreal, because seeing old famous clips of humans who are actually good at video games play him to mere perfection in front of their friends only to go and reenact my own renditions of such montage moments is just a priceless feeling, and there's just no flaw with him. A spammable Q, a get out of free jail card every 9 seconds, global ults, legendary skins, foam fingers that I can stick up people's, but unlike some champs where there's a single go to mythic every game, none seem to fit nicely into his kit. The universe says crown, but I'm not interested in being king of auto attacks that do damp tampon amounts of damage. So you can either cosplay as an assassin or you can try out the force, but there's really no perfect mythic for this man, which is why I said screw the haters, blocked my mother on Twitter and started building Moonstone, because if he's already a damage meter pad champ, why not turn him into an ally healing meter padder too and brag about it at all the meters clubs I'm in. So the thought was that I would start a game out normal, abusing a sheriff right in front of someone who would tweet about it, as I took full advantage of Piltover locals not listening to weather reports and then hitting them with surprise foam finger jabs to the coochie as a form of steady income. I let them tear down statues, hoping that the greedy adrenaline would help me fund the first item, Essence of Ezreal aka Reaver, which let me bomb bananas through the boys at Blondes who shoot beams. So 15 minutes in I acquired Moonstone and participated in my first teamfight with the sole goal of staying alive and firing fizzle ticklers at bad guys while simultaneously doing healy shieldy things for my teammates, which was going well until I brought a foam finger to a gunfight and my Shaco opted to not take a bullet for me like the clown cuck he is. That said, in just one fight it did almost 600 healing, which made me think I would be setting world records over here, but the enemy team had a Silas, which meant I kept hearing that dumb song. And so despite rocking a fat dub, my idea was flawed when I actually read what Moonstone does and learned that I just need a carry who can stay in combat for a long time, and then it hit me like wildfire. So I'd take the burn victim into bot lane where the enemy would question my identity saying to you.gg me, and I'm like, what would that do? To which they corrected their mistake saying Senpai GG, which not only is the one sponsoring me saying things like twinkle shit in today's video, it's also the all-in-one League of Legends assistant app that brings up a list of smart tags about your teammates, where in my case down in piss pity low, it says everyone on your team will be uninspiring beaters on the first game of the day except your top laner, who apparently popped off in his last game. As the enemy team chooses which champ's feet will be getting shoved up your asses, the app gives you information on what the best counter picks for each champ would be, aka looks like I'll be catching axes this game. I have their auto import feature, which means my runes and summoners and item builds automatically get set up for me while I watch TikTok videos on my other monitor. In loading screen the app tells you things like how their Samira is likely tilted. Holding tab in game pulls up a bunch of cool tools that take care of all the random crap in the game so you can focus on what really matters, which is that you're gonna get shit on because the only thing you're able to catch is a Nautilus anchor, and oh yeah, their mid laner is 16 and 0 smurfing hard. Senpai then gives you a cutting edge post game comparison tool as well as a section to list your strengths, if you have any, as well as things to improve. If first timing Draven doesn't work for you, head over to the tier list tab, go to your appropriate rank, and bam, that's who you should be playing. So thanks Senpai for sponsoring today's video and get it for free today. Now if you're wondering how that first game went, my Zeri support decided to blind bounce her dumb butt over the wall into danger, and I played follow the inting idiot leader until the UFO dance floor brought 2 more bad guys, so yeah, I died. And when they asked what the title of the video would be, I made a snarky joke which hurt support Zeri's pride, so she started taking my CS, and you all play League so you can probably guess how it ended. The enemy team forfeited because their Corky just wanted to eat his pizza and AFK'd, and that, my friends, is the epitome of this piss pit of a game. Okay, so let's get into the real action rap before the kids in the comments have an anal aneurysm about how it's 4 minutes into the video and they could have jerked off 6 times to Rule 34 Seraphine posts already. As you see, I've baked up a double AP comp I'd like to call Burnt Calamari, as we light that walking submarine on fire, and I get the small tiptoeing one all excited yelling shit about 4. But I'm like, no, it's just 3 with Yi, who crawls into Frank the Tank's asshole, comes out, kills him before I see a scary look in Jin's eye as if the top of his bucket list says to Blumpkin a brand bot player, so I flash out of fear and we secure the first double. And Master Yi players are like dumb deer, You feed them once when they come and all of a sudden they are back and with friends, so he runs and hits a flash and dash to ensure that I keep it. Taco keeps his own ass back in base and then we draw circles and shit on the ground to make the tin twat follow suit. So the pattern of my making ground volcanoes spawn on top of midget wizard piles and then spreading the fire to the whore continues, and as they run away you can see my support looking like a damn Zelda boss ready to fire up the loser laser, and I can't say I'd be twirling my pistol in this situation as Jin goes in the bin once again. And call burnt calamari the bot comp of the damn future, as we had so much burning pressure this Nautilus must have been Amazon priming himself some Pepto-Bismol, to which I tell Val that I'm simping hard because positive reinforcement for good things takes a back seat to shit talking every mistake in this game, and that's all I needed to create a companion for life. Anyways, this is silver, so naturally half my team is willing to die over the enemy Gromp as Sir Counselot has his triangle of terror running, and I approach calmly, evaluate all my options to erase him from my sight, and then opt to use the highest cooldown just to barely stop the endless counting. And this wouldn't be an issue except for the fact that my Liandry's is lost in lieu of me trying to be the highest ally healing brand on the Rift, and there will be consequences like how right after this idiot and his anchor escape what should have been Rift Alexa saying my name. But it was only a matter of time before this stupid walking cruise ship opts to pull himself into danger, where he gets fire and void served up his vajayjay 7 different ways. But I know that coked up Sword Lord will be back to redeem his reputation, so I hit the hose with the campfire crip walk, just knowing those shitters can't resist an invitation to roast s'mores, so they come and I say hope you don't mind if 2 of my friends join us, but Jin is like 4's a party but 5 is a crowd, and we say yeah you're right, and then we murder him before ye run straight past the 7 health tower once again to claim his kill. Then all we want to do is slay the Aquaman-themed Charizard, but grape-stained Volibear has a problem with it, so we call in the spirit of Ern's dead grandpappy to bitch bull him back to base before we end the Jarvan Jr. streak with the 4th. Their mid laner becomes the 95th consecutive idiot who saw Faker play Kai'Sa only to try it and be less useful than a flaccid dildo, and then we execute a SWAT operation on Count Dracula to have him cornered from all angles so that I can fire a hot pocket straight out of the oven into his dead bitch mouth. The giant walking Halo 2 Needler Bear is delusional enough to think that we won't just call Grandpappy Ornn once again, and not even fail flashing is gonna stop him from dying. Now this next play is fantasy fuel for anyone who regularly plays this pyromaniac burn victim, as they stack up so nicely they could be served as a dish at IHOP, and while Liandry's would have almost guaranteed a quadra for your boy, there's no comparing to the fact that my heals kept every single person on my team alive. But at least I'm doing more than the Faker fanboy over here. Volibear gets more caught out than a kid with his pork sword in his hand and stepsister titties in the browser cache, as he thinks bathtub toastering his asshole is the solution, but the goat ghost of a grandpa is proving to be just a short drive away anytime we need him, and with his presence we are simply... Jarvan is clearly starving when it comes to getting a kill, but Cyclops Octopus is unfortunately not on the menu, so he runs away embarrassed that he tried to eat our team pet, only for me to outplay him by pressing E right before he can pole vault the wall into his base. And I'm not sure who told this corrupted polar bear that I banged his girl, but it has him thinking with his rage penis and repetitively running away playing forced games of hot potato with his pals until he burns to death. Now one of my favorite things to do is to put my fragile fiery ass on the line, knowing a Gale Force 4 popping Jin will come in only to get mad job baited. Poor Jennifer Lopez is learning the hard way what being behind on an ADC feels like when you just can't match him up to a sped Jedi who took one too many snorts of the Koki lines before work today, as you see him going super sane on the inhib until he ODs on greed. But give me full build and attach an Elder Drag buff to my balls, and the end of the game looked like a California wildfire with giant wyverns making celeb appearances to puke on everyone rocking a red health bar, So the game ends, and not only did I represent with a big DMGPP, but when it comes to ally healing, I think it's obvious that I was in a league of my own in a group with no enchanters. So do yourself a favor and just build fucking liandries instead of doing this stupid shit, because it was just a meme for a video. So go feed on something else you saw on YouTube, like Kaisamid, then brush your teeth tonight. Moonstone, my subscribe button, join my damn Discord server, link in description, and abuse the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Rav out.